Hey, you guys, what's going on? 845 Sportscards coming back at you from New York's Hudson Valley once again. And today we're going to go over our little quarterly COMC check-in. Check out my cards, comc.com. It's a platform that I love because it's where I sell cards that aren't quite valuable enough to sell on eBay. You know, because when I sell on eBay, I don't like to use the plain white envelope because I've had problems in the past with the get damaged cards and getting returned for insufficient postage. It's just a pain. So I personally like to send my cards ground advantage. I do a penny sleeve, top loader, team bag, and then double wrap in bubble wrap and bubble mailer, I should say. Slap a label, send it out, and that's about $4.50 depending on where in the country it's going. So for a card that's worth $2, you're not going to pay $4 in shipping. So eBay's usually for cards that are $10 or more. Anything less than $10, I'm pretty much going to sell either on a lot on eBay or I'm going to sell on COMC. So COMC is really fantastic. You can see here, go over some quick stats right here. Right now I have 1,754 cards in my inventory. Total asking price a little over $2,000. So if they all sold today, $2,000. Total sales to date, I've been on the platform a little over a year, $3,000. I've sold 846 items. I've purchased 703, and I've sent in 1,900 cards to them to sell so far. And if we go down here, we look at my processing status. So I have a couple orders still outstanding. Remaining quantities in these particular orders: 37, 15, 65, 44, 104. Whoops, there we go. So there's still probably about 250 cards that I have already sent to them that need to be processed and added to the account. And one thing I want to go over, I'm going to show you the cards that I'm sending in for this quarter. You know, right around June 1st. The last order I sent in was right around March, give or take. So once every quarter, it seems to be the right number of cards. I just want to show you one quick thing about how to know what to send. So this is one of the cards that I actually have in my inventory. This is mine right here. I have it up for sale for 65 cents. Now, if you had this card, and you can see here, scroll over a little bit, you can see 4-year sales. It's sold. You know, it sells a couple every quarter, 1, 2 a quarter. And if your card is aggressively priced, you'll be the sale that is completed successfully. So when I look here, this Kirby Puckett, a 1983 Flair Ultra base card, 65 cents is the cheapest one. So I listed mine at 65 cents. Now, stands to reason, all things being equal, the cheapest card will sell, and people on COMC will try to undercut each other in the race to zero. The lowest is 65. So I could set mine to 64 cents. And then I'm the cheapest, and by all things being equal, the next sale should be mine, assuming the cards look the same, eye appeal-wise and condition-wise. But I set to 64, the next guy sets it to 63, then he sets it to 62, then I go to 61, and we could raise to zero, or we could just leave it here. And what happens a lot is on COMC, you can make an offer. So even though it's listed as 65 cents, you could say, hey, I'll send you an offer. You're asking 65, I'll offer you 50 cents. And that happens a lot on COMC. When I have cards up here, I get offers every day. I literally get offers every day. People saying, well, you have it listed for $1, I'll give you 50 cents. I can come back and say, no, give me 80 cents. They'll come back at 70 cents. And we find the happy medium a lot. And realistically, as long as I make money, I don't care. If I could profit on a card, I'll sell it. So if you want to get cards on the cheap, it's worth a shot. Submit offers, because a lot of people are like me. As long as I can turn a profit, I don't care. And remember, it does cost 50 cents to submit a card to COMC. When they scan it and upload it to their systems, 50 cents. So I have to make that 50 cents back. I'm never going to sell a card less than 50 cents. And they charge you a fee upon selling. So I think it's 5 cents plus like 3%. Ends up being about 58 cents minimum. So I'll never sell a card for less than 58 cents because then I'm losing money. I might as well throw the card in the garbage because I'm losing money on it. So this card here, 65 cents. If it sells for 65 cents, I'll take home net. I'll get about 59 cents, 58, 59 cents That's pretty good because it's something. I pulled this out of a pack of junk wax from either the retro wax box or some other grab bag, and as long as I make 2-3 cents, it's okay because it gets me on the platform. It gets people looking at the portfolio. They look for this card, a Kirby Puckett card, or a 93 Flair Ultra card. They may see the other 1,800 cards I have and bundle some cards. They may buy some other cards, and I'll turn to profit over the long term. It's nickels and dimes, but it adds up, especially when these cards would otherwise be sitting in a box at my house. So this card here, if I could sell for 65 cents, I'll make a profit because I paid 50 cents to intake it, and then you got the 5 cents sales fee and the 3%. I'll be close to break even, but realistically make a couple cents to be all right. But here's the problem with COMC. When you're doing research and you're looking at what does this card sell for, you have this card out of a pack, it's in your hand. You look it up and this is what you see, 65 cents, great. One thing that you need to remember is this is the price that you would pay if you were a buyer. Of course, you look at up here, like I said, how often does it sell up here? You want a card that sells, more than zero, a popular card. Obviously, there are cards that sell hundreds and hundreds of times per quarter, but you want a card that sells often, and you want to make sure it sells for enough. So that card here is this one, Flair Ultra, Kirby Puckett. You have one at 40 cents. Well, wait a minute. 40 cents. It was selling for 65 cents. What do you mean I have it at 40 cents? That's because over here, your price is 40 cents. They add 25 cents. COMC adds 25 cents. That's for shipping. Shipping and handling. Asking price, your asking price plus shipping and handling becomes the list price. So whatever card you're putting up there, for when somebody sees it on the platform for 65 cents, here it is again, they see it for 65 cents, you're listing it at 40 cents to get it there. So when you are doing your research and you say, oh, I got this Flair Ultra card of Kirby Puckett, he's a Hall of Famer, he's a popular player, and look, everybody's selling for 65 cents. I should be able to get 65 cents for this card. You're actually wrong. You're off by 25 cents. Because to get it to the total list price of 65 cents, you have to list it at 40 cents. That 25 cent spread is their shipping and handling fee. So you have to see cards. When doing research, when you're looking at what cards sell for, make sure it sells often enough. And now the math has to be a little different because it's not 60 cents, 58 cents. It's got to be whatever that 58 cents plus 25 cents. So top of my head, 70, 80, 83 cents. If a card doesn't sell for 83 cents, it doesn't make sense to send in. So that's the math you got to use. Any card that you're going to ship in has to be able to be liquid, sell often enough that if you are the lowest price, you will get the sale over time. It may take a year, but as long as you get it, it's good. And the card has to be sell for at least like 83, 85 cents. So that's important. I'm going to flip the camera around a little bit. I'm going to look at some of the cards that I'm sending in for this particular order. All right, here we go. So we got 4 boxes all together, 2 400 count boxes and 2 300 count boxes. And I just want to show you kind of what we're sending out and what we're thinking with these. Like we talked about it, that any card we send out has to be in the 85 cent range. Foam spacer, penny sleeves, foam spacer so the cards don't move around too much. But when the rep is ready to pull your cards, they pull the foam spacer without damaging the cards. Then they can pull them out thusly. So I'm just going to quickly rip through these cards, show you the kind of stuff I'm sending. One thing I'm doing here is that I'm keeping the cards in kind of an order that makes sense. Ultra modern baseball, junk wax baseball, basketball, football, wrestling, that kind of stuff. So here's some stuff from the big fly box. Big stars, Bobby Witt. This guy, you'd be surprised there is a market for Wander Franco. Acuna, Jason Churio, Volpe, Michael Harris, Chipper, Johnny Bench, Sterling Marte, Bogarts. And these are all high-end cards. Walker Jenkins, These are paper prospects, but Seaver King, George Lombard should be in the majors pretty soon. Colt Emerson, Austin Martin, Dylan Cruz on the air freshener. Die cut cards. Anthony Rizzo. Mo Rivera on the die cut. Juan Soto. Pete Alonso. These are all cards that should be O'Neill Cruz on the sand glitter. All these cards should be at least 85 cents list price. So then I could send them in, price them at 60 cents, Corbin Carroll. And so when they add their 25 cents altogether, the listing price will be 85 cents or so, and I can make a profit. Low-level autographs. But these are really cool. It's like a gold rainbow. That's Topps Update 2024. Soto, Schwarber, Bo Bichette. Scooble, the base paper Bobby Witt, 2020. $3-4 card maybe. Totally worth it. If I sell it on eBay, I have to find somebody willing to pay fair market price, $3-4 for the card, and pay $4.50 for shipping. That means they're paying, $10 for a card that should be $4. If I was going to set up at a card show, Jordan Short prints, they're not good enough they don't look like PSA 10s to me, so we're just selling them raw. Frank Thomas, retro wax box, rookies. Or Nolan Ryan. That was a PSA 10, it'd be $500, but it ain't a 10, so it goes to COMC, because raw still has value, but not enough to sell. It's a single. 82 Fleer, again, retro wax box. Pulled that out of the retro wax box. Griffey Junior rookie. If it was a 10, it was $350. But I looked at it pretty closely, and it doesn't really strike me as a 10. There's some white there on the edge. Sammy Sosa, Skeens. That's borderline eBay. Borderline eBay. Maybe somebody would pay $10. I don't know, but COMC, I'm sure it sells for more than $1. So, Jungkook Lee. I don't know if that's a real autograph or not. I don't think that's a real one autograph. It's the only one I have, so I can't compare it. But the funny thing about these cards is every autograph looks a little bit different. Some has a very thin pen, some has a thick marker. But only the best guys, the rookies and the big stars, are going out. These Heritage, Churio, Wyatt Langford, Skeens. There's a relic. The relic I didn't put in a penny sleeve because it doesn't really matter. You don't have to put them in penny sleeves. It's just better. But for one relic card, stick it in there. It won't make a difference. It'll sit between all the other cards like that. So it's protected. It's not going anywhere. And again, they pull it out of the penny sleeve anyway to take photos of it. So it doesn't really make a difference. Oh, the Heritage, the blue, the blues, the aquas, the whites, the refractors. Whatever refractors, number of cards, big stars, Corbin Carroll, Shohei, Jack Leiter, Lipschitz, Vladdy Jr., Jazz, Tatis, Canary on the Mets now. That was at a Heritage, a lot of Heritage. Some of the big fly box, some of the retro wax box, a little more baseball. The first one was ultra modern baseball. This is just labeled baseball, so let's see what we got in here. Okay, I know what this is. These are '24 Topps Chrome. These are old base. I ripped a lot of 2024 Topps Chrome when it came out. A lot of jumbos, hobbies, and pulled a lot of cards. I was able to put together one complete set, and then I put together a second complete set. And do I need 2 complete sets of this? Not really. So what I did was I took all my doubles. I had them in a box for, since last fall. Now I'm putting together a COMC order. I said, well, I might as well get some value from these cards. The Junior Caminero, Corbin Carroll, Pete Alonso, Westberg, Cowser, Austin Wells, Ignacio Strand, Torkelson, Jack Leiter, Fella. There's value in these cards. They're sitting in my basement. They're not doing me any good. Yuki Matsui, X-Fractor, Jordan, Pete Alonso. But there's definitely going to be some value, especially in the refractors, the X-Fractors, the inserts, the parallels. And the thing is, you know, when these cards came out, you weren't sure how these players were going to pan out. Some of these guys were rookies, didn't get any playing time in the majors, but throughout the year, they started to play. And now we're in 2025, some of them getting even more playing time, starting time. So then all of a sudden, a guy like Jason Dominguez, he was a prospect, but now he's starting. So his value is going up because he's in the show. Tyler Soderstrom, another guy. Good start of the year. This card wasn't worth anything in 2024, but 2025, Soderstrom's having a great year to start. There's popularity there. There's value there. Jackson Holiday, doing good. There's Jay Doms, talking about him. Bobby Witt, always good. Shota Imanaga, proved to be a good player. Wyatt Langford. So I wouldn't have sent these in last year because they didn't meet the threshold for value. But now they're in 2025. It's shown that they do have value, at least enough to make a profit. Football, wrestling, garbage pail kids, 112 cards. Target Tuesday, we rip retail. Walmart Wednesday, we rip retail. What do we do to all this retail? Most of it is garbage, trash. But there are some refractors. Doesn't matter what they are. Some of them are numbered, numbered to 99. Some of them have some pop culture value. So they should sell. You know, these Ray Waves. I don't really know if they'll sell because it's a newer product. Garbage Pail Topps Chrome Series 7. It's pretty new. People haven't had a lot of time to submit. And after all, it takes 16 weeks to intake. So I don't know if they'll sell. I'm just using my judgment. It's a Ray Wave and it's a Topps Chrome package. Should it sell for more than 85 cents? Probably. I think it will. There's some Kakatao, Chitara, Kwame from Captain Planet, Shaggy, a Gremlin, and Jason Momoa. That was just a single pack I bought of that. It was interesting. It was sitting on the counter. It was the last pack. I said, this is an interesting product. $10? Yeah, it's worth a shot. WWE, Liv Morgan, Big Stars, Refractor. There's a refractor there. That one's a refractor compared to the bases. Alexa Bliss, Tiffany Stratton, Bray Wyatt, Stone Cold. Not sitting in every base card, but I ripped some select WWE, pull out the big stars. And the refractors, The Rock, Undertaker, Danny Palmer. For some reason, she's popular, you know? Hard to say. Izzy Dame, Katana Chance. The females have just a huge fan base. Jade Cargill, she's a specimen. A ton of those. I think I hit those in a break. Obafemi is a champion, and that's a rookie card. So Topps has the license now. These are Panini cards, but there's still a market for Liv Morgan. Always will be. These are minor league cards, but if you look at some of the prospect names, there's definitely a market for some of these guys. Here is Topps NFL Sapphire. I got a box of Sapphire from Topps Montgomery Club. And because the thing is such a high-end product, I literally just put every single card from that box is in this COMC order. Whatever I didn't sell on eBay, the low number parallels, I just threw in this box. Like there's a gold to 75 George Teague. It's been on eBay, hasn't sold, so it's going in here. Marshawn Lloyd to 99. Hasn't sold, it's going in here. And Derich, Lloyd. Malik Neighbors, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Jefferson, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen out of Absolute. So it's football cards I pulled out of retail. They're not valuable enough to sell as a single, so we throw them in the COMC order. And basketball, last box of 4. Altogether, we got about 700 cards going in this order. So it cost me, all total, it cost me about $350 in fees, but you only get charged once they're uploaded. So I send this out, I pay the shipping, it goes to Washington State, and it takes 16 weeks for them to get through everything. as a card upload. So they upload this Johnny Broom $2.99 to $2.99 card. They'll charge me the 50 cents once they scan it. And then I can list it for sale, and over time things sell, obviously. So it's a slow go because they tell you 16 weeks to upload everything, but that's the deadline. They will start to upload sooner. X Factors, this is all Bowman U. Inserts, numbered cards. 16 weeks, there's an autograph I hit in a break. Not very valuable, but it's worth something. 16 weeks is the deadline, the most it'll take for the cards. But they'll start uploading the cards within a couple weeks. So over short order, some of the cards will become available for sale. They'll charge you 50 cents every time it's uploaded, and you could list it for sale. And some of these cards, if you price them competitively, they'll sell right away. Some Prism Basketball, Kiki, Page, Big Star, Bronny James, Carter Knox. All these cards should go, I would say on average, $1, $1.50. Karl Anthony Towns, Franz Wagner, Kevin Love, Rajon Rondo, Russell Westbrook, Karl Anthony Towns, SGA, Kareem. So altogether, over time, they'll upload slowly, and my account will slowly be drained to that 50 cents per card. But then, little by little, the cards will sell. So over the span of 16 weeks, pretty much everything pays for itself. There's Bronny James. Everything pays for itself. As long as you start with enough in the account, a couple $100. Like right now I have about $300 in the account. So that'll get me 600 cards uploaded, assuming I don't buy anything. I don't withdraw. Jalen Brunson, stud. And a Villanova jersey. So I have enough money in the account, as long as I don't withdraw any or spend any on buying cards, to absorb this order. And over time, some of these cards will sell, which will fund more uploads. And I think that's a very important strategy, that you start small, because if you send COMC 1,000 cards in your first order, over time it's going to cost you $500 in fees, and you got to sell through the cards. So start small, put a little cash in the account, send them a couple hundred cards, and as those cards start to sell off, then you start sending bigger and bigger orders. Get in there. There we go. So those are my four boxes. I'm sending that to COMC. Hope that was helpful, seeing the thought process about pricing and value and packaging. So I'm going to throw these in a box, package it nicely, send it out to Redmond, Washington State. And in 4 or 5 months, they will slowly trickle through, get uploaded into the account, and I'll go from 1,800 cards in my account. This will be another 700. I'll be at 2,500 cards if nothing sells, but they'll slowly sell through, and we'll keep the process going, keep uploading, keep selling through them, and over time we build up enough money in the account. We could buy wax with that. We just withdraw it and keep that in the hobby ecosystem. But now I'm at a point where I have enough cards in there that I get enough sales per day. I probably get about 5 or 6 sales per day with my 1,800 cards, and this will only help getting more product in there. So it's working well for me. It's been about a year, doing pretty well, and I'll definitely keep doing it, because this is a good outlet for these cards in like the 85 cent or more range. So let me know what you think. Any questions, shoot them down below. I'll be happy to answer any questions. It's really a great platform, because what else are these cards going to do? I got 700 cards here. They're valuable, but unless I'm going to set up at a table in a quarter bin, a 50-cent bin, they're just going to sit in my basement. So COMC is a beautiful thing. This is my quarterly update for COMC, my quarterly shipment I'm going to send out. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.